honestly, life is way different than it was when I filmed the last video on this channel. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about my nursing journey. If you're someone like me that when you graduated from nursing school, you kind of were floundering and didn't really know what you wanted to do. So my background, I went to the University of West Florida and I graduated with a 4-year bachelor's degree. It turned into more like 3.5 years because it was an accelerated program. I can do a whole video on literally just nursing school, but I'll spare you from that today. And when I graduated, I went straight into all my NCLEX drama, which you can watch the videos of that. And then when I did get my job, I was working on a GI bariatric surgery med-surg floor. And let me tell you, if you worked on this floor, you worked on 2 West, this hospital doesn't even exist anymore, which is really funny. They got moved to a new building. You know that floor sucked so bad. Like, I just cannot even express to you how hard it was working on that floor. But I will say we had an incredible team of nurses, and I learned and grew and became a nurse on that floor, and I always will appreciate the people that I met, the relationships that I made. And then shortly after that, I was actually going to transfer to the PCU. And then when I became friends with the manager of PCU, he was also the manager of the medical ICU. So instead of doing that, I went straight to the NICU. And I was there all of COVID. And that whole time is like a blur because I was going through a lot personally, and we were seeing some of the worst things I probably have ever seen and will ever see in my nursing career. And it's like you get flashbacks from it, and it's everyone you talk to that worked during that time kind of has a guard up with it because it was so traumatizing. And I worked there for about a year, and then I transferred to the ICU in the hospital that I'm at now. I chose to leave where I worked previously because I felt the conditions were really, really unsafe for myself and my license and even my patients. And COVID was just hammering our hospital, and I feel like they were doing the best with the resources they had, but unfortunately, I didn't feel like my license and my patients deserved that if that was their best. So I also had a really traumatic experience where I had a patient that choked me, and at that point I was like, I need to find a way out of the adult ICU and try and get into the NICU. And so I started applying, and the hospital I work at now, they didn't have positions open in the NICU. And when the ICU called me, I was like, okay. And I won't lie, like I saw dollar signs because they were offering big bonuses and all of this stuff. And so when I went over there and started working in the ICU, I was like, this is even worse than when I left. Like, the patient conditions were slightly better, but there was much less teamwork because the unit I came from before was really small. It's a smaller hospital, less resources, but you know, the people you work with really made up for it. And unfortunately, I was not feeling that way. Not to say I didn't meet some really amazing nurses that I still am friends with. But for the vast majority, I just feel like the teamwork wasn't there for me. And I think it was partially like my own knowledge, my lack of knowledge for a lot of the things, just because with COVID, you saw one type of patient. And so when we started getting neuro and trauma and all this other stuff, I was really deficient because I came from a medical ICU. I didn't come from a neuro or a surgical ICU. And this was a mix ICU that they had here at this hospital. They didn't separate them out. And it was one of the biggest neuro centers in the state. And so I was like, I hate neuro and I don't like ortho trauma. And I'm like, I want to be in the NICU. Like, I'm a NICU girl. Give me your septic grandma with 1,000 drips and lines. Like, that's what I'm comfortable with. And that's what I knew really well. And I was just really struggling because you just worked and you floated between the two, especially after COVID slowed down. And I was still just really unhappy. And I was literally praying. I was like, God, please, like, I need to change. I'm so miserable. My fiance at the time, my boyfriend at the time, like, he knew. My now husband was like, I can tell you're struggling. I was having panic attacks. Literally every day at work, I would go in the bathroom and I would like hyperventilate. And I wound up needing anxiety meds during this time too. So like, all in all, it was terrible. And part of me loves ICU with adults, and the other part of me is like, I I just can't do it anymore. I think I got a little traumatized. But I did get a saving grace. I got a phone call one day from my now manager, my assistant manager, and she was like, oh, I want to do like a peer interview with you in the level 3 NICU. And I was like, I still get chills when I think about it because it was well timed. It was just amazing. And I was so excited, you guys. Like, nothing quite feels the same. Like when you work so hard for something and you finally realize like this is what I really want to do and what I want to try and go towards, and it gets recognized and you're able to do it, like there's just like no feeling like that. And so I went in, and level 3, the hospital I work at has a level 3 and a level 2. Level 3 is the most critical, so they deal with the super preterm babies. Like we take 22 weekers with like certain criteria, right? And so I was like, wow, this is crazy. And obviously they loved me because I'm booming with personality. And when I got hired, it was a struggle. Like there was tension between my old manager and me and the new manager, and it was like all this drama. And when it all got said and done, I was proud of myself because I stuck up for myself, and I said, you know, I'm leaving one way or the other. I'm not happy where I am, and I'm not willing to sacrifice my own happiness to be an extra nurse in your staff. And that was that. I started in the NICU, and I have been there for 2 years this February. And when I tell you that I eat, sleep, and breathe my job, and I did it a lot more. Obviously now I have a baby, so I've been sleeping, and breathing my own infant, but I have dedicated a lot of my emotional energy and my time outside of work to learn about the babies and the things that will make me a better care provider for them. And truly, like, I can't even express to you how grateful I am for my job and how much I love it. And part of me is so excited to go back to work because I go back tomorrow for my maternity leave. And then of course you have the mom part of you that like, I've been crying for 2 days, but I don't know. I've seen some horribly sad things, but I've also seen some of the most incredible, resilient, tiny humans, and their parents are beyond inspiring. And like, I could cry thinking about how much I love some of these kids and their families. And yeah, I truly I'm gonna cry about this. This is ridiculous. Like how much I love my job and how grateful that I am that these people like took that chance on me when I was like so broken and so done with nursing. And so all that to say, like, if you're unhappy with where you are right now, like please take a leap of faith and just pray about it and go out there and try and figure out like what is your specialty, because there is something for everyone out there. Like bedside nursing is hard. It's hard here, it's hard in the NICU, it's hard in the ICU, it's hard on the floors, it's hard everywhere. But when you truly love your population, and that's what made the difference for me. I don't love adults. I don't love sick adults. I love people, and I love to serve, and that's like something that I've kind of come into fruition with here lately, is that like I want to serve a population, and I want to do it like to the best of my ability. And here I feel like I'm able to do that. Like I can give my whole self to my job, and there's still part of me left at the end of the day, even when it's hard. And let me tell you, it's freaking hard, okay? I can't even express to you how hard this job is, but the reward at the end of the day, and the teamwork and the camaraderie, and just knowing that even one thing that you say to some of these parents is something that sticks with them forever, Lord, let it be something positive, truly has made all the difference in my career, and I no longer regret being a nurse. So yeah, that's all I have. I have to go. I gotta go pick up my wedding dress. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Again, I do have a TikTok that I'm very active on, way more than YouTube probably I ever will be. And I'm gonna be talking about some like nursing and mom stuff on there too. And I make fun drinks with skinny syrups, and I do coffees, and it's just like a fun page, you know. We're not serious over there, it's all for fun. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing amazing if you find this video. And yeah, just take a leap of faith is all I gotta say, and I promise you won't regret it.